Okay, so if you want to open it, feel free. I think we have everybody from our board to make it a meeting.
What happened to our student?
She's still there.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
She's just
Juliana,
muted.
okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's still
Juliana.
there. I'll introduce her and,
Okay.
okay, yeah.
Oh, that's
Did everybody get a
Maureen.
chance?
I'm here.
Okay, Miss Maureen is here. Okay.
Hi, Maureen.
I was going to call myself Casper, but that's okay.
Yeah, I would have deleted you.
Nice, Maureen. Yeah, that's a good thought. Yeah.
Okay, so Tom just called the meeting to order, Maureen. So
Okay.
you just asked about, have you read the minutes?
Yes. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
Yes.
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 Anybody have any comments, corrections, additions? If not, is there a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, good. The minutes are approved. Let's move
Tom.
on to Julie's financial reports.
Can I ask at this point that we go to new business only because Joanne has to leave the meeting and I'm not sure how long Juliana can stay with us.
Sure, that's fine.
And we'll just do that. So I'll just have two items. One of them has to do, last month, we weren't able to have a meeting. We did not have enough people. So I just want to express how important it is that people let me know that they are or are not going to be at the meetings. We
Okay.
didn't have a quorum. It was sad. Lorna came on board and she just saw Flo and Maureen and my sad little faces. So now you get to meet the rest of the board tonight, Lorna. But so just please do that. We do, attendance at meetings is submitted to town council. So it does go to them and we have bylaws about meeting attendance. So just a reminder of that. So the next thing I do have also, I want to introduce Juliana Spalding of the Youth Council Commission at the high school. She works with Catherine Dingra. And she is going to be our go-to person. I'm expecting big things. We already got a snow plowing call, snow shoveling call. So I'm hoping maybe Juliana can help us with that. Juliana, you want to tell us a little bit about your group? Because I don't want to make you stay, Juliana, through the whole thing. I know you have, although you have no school tomorrow, it's a holiday. But, and she also just played for the high school field hockey team who just came off a great season. So congratulations to you, Juliana.
Oh, congratulations.
Woohoo.
I can stay probably the whole meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That would be fine then. All right then. We're
As for
usually
the
not,
council, we are pretty much the student voice of the town.
Okay.
We show the student interest in town matters and things going on and what we think needs improvement in the town.
Okay.
We also can get groups together and make changes happen. Like we're doing a cleanup tomorrow at the Common and at Bettsfield. And we're collecting trash and donating to, I believe, Vietnam War Veterans Fund.
That's nice.
very good.
Excellent. And how many are on the youth council, Juliana?
I believe between 15 and 25 of us kids.
Okay.
And we are between 7th grade and 12th grade.
And do you report off to like the town council, or how does, trying to understand how it fits in the town? I've read it in the paper about the town council, but all that information seems to escape me right now.
Well, Councillor Chines sometimes attends our meetings, and I believe he's one of our connecting points.
Okay.
Thank you, Juliana.
Can I ask a couple
Oh, sure.
questions?
Yep.
Juliana, thank you. Do people volunteer? That's my first question. My second question is, since it spans like 6th grade levels, right? I think if I counted right, do people tend to, like, is this your first year or have you been a member in middle school? Just curious how that works.
Well, for the first part of your question, we have interviews. and
Okay,
we contact one of the leaders of the council.
Okay.
They decide if we can join or not.
excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the second part of your question, I'm sorry, what was it again?
Well, do people tend to stay more than a year or do people, I know not everybody probably does the same thing, but just curious about how that flows.
Well, this is my first year, but
Okay,
most people start. There are some people who started in 7th grade and have been 2 years, and I think people stay for at least a year, 2 years.
Okay.
well, thank you for serving.
Well,
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay, Tom, I think we can now go back to follow the order. I just wasn't sure, like the time.
Sure.
so-
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Why don't we go over the financials?
Okay. Any questions, anyone? Tom had the real keen eye and picked up, I repeated the same report for 2 different months. So thank you, Tom, for noticing that. The reason there were no bills paid other than payroll in October was I was on vacation for 2 weeks. So when they do accounts payable every other week now, I was fortunate enough to be off a week they would do, so.
So nobody gets paid.
Yes, and as you can see, our usual bills are the same things, but I do have good news to report. You know how we always see that wind stream on ours, and that's for the phone in the elevator?
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah.
IT department, I believe, has figured out a way that we don't have to pay that anymore because there is a line already existing in the building. And then these people went up, they doubled the cost of the line. So I think that's going to go away. So keep your fingers crossed. We won't be paying Windstream. We will still have a phone line in the elevator for emergencies, but that should go away.
It sounds so crazy, doesn't it?
I know it, I know, and they doubled the price, it was weird, and then they give me a big credit. I don't know, I'm just glad Todd from IT is taking care of it
Nice.
now, so. But, yeah, any other questions on the financial part?
Just a
Any-
comment, it was nice to see the uptick in participation.
Isn't that
Definitely.
nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, we got people, they're coming in,
Yay.
they're coming.
That's
So-
great.
Yep, no, so we, as far as the financials, the numbers are looking good on that, the budget looks fine. Yeah, people are coming back hesitantly, but they are coming back, so that's a good thing.
Good.
Any other questions? So that it for the financial, no more questions?
Can we move to accept both of them at the same time, or do we have? to-
Okay, sure, we can do them both.
Sure. Yeah, we can do them both.
We know.
Okay.
Is there a motion to accept both reports?
Yes,
I'll move.
Well, I haven't given you my
Second.
report.
Oh,
Second?
second,
That's a financial, I think you gotta correct it, that's just the financial. end.
financials,
I
yeah.
didn't give
Yes.
you my little story.
We're
Yes,
going to
yes.
accept you anyway.
I know.
Yep. So we're voting on accepting the financials right
The
now.
financial, yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All
Who,
right, the financials are accepted. All right,
who
Judy, you
made
can
the
do your
mo-
report.
who made the motion?
Susan, was it?
I think I did.
Yes,
I made it in the form of a question. Does that count? I
I'm
yes,
gonna count that, Susan. Okay.
Yep.
yes.
We think this is Jeopardy here.
Jeff, I was just gonna say that.
I like to
Jeopardy.
write all this stuff down, so,
That's good.
okay.
All right, well, I'll just get to my, it's not a real big director's report, but like Susan had said, it was good to see the numbers up on the people using the center. The numbers are up. All the exercise classes are filled. We have waiting lists. We have limited, like I've said in the past, how many people in a class. 25 is the maximum we're allowing. We probably could go a little higher, but to make it comfortable for everybody in the class and the instructors, we're capping it at 25. We do have a waiting list. So if you have anyone, any of your friends in the community saying, well, I've been waiting, we're trying, even if they are Wakefield residents, we are trying to make room and possibly even add some more classes. So, you know, there are things in progress on that end. The other thing is people are back. They're playing bingo, they're playing bridge, the art class, wood carvers are all back. The only thing that I had hoped to bring back in the fall was going to be the Eat Local, but it's just not going to be able to happen yet. Some people, you know, and myself included, bringing so many people in the building to eat and then having the volunteers help.
Yeah.
We're heading into the cold and flu season. I don't want to ruin anyone's holiday because they came and something happened. So I think it's best if we just give it a little bit more time for the Eat Local program to start after the first of the year. Because some people even told us they wouldn't come. They said, you know, I'm going to wait. Their doctors have told them because, you know, they may have, you know, asthma or something. Says, why don't you just lay low for a little while longer? So we're going to hang with that. So I'll keep you all posted because, you know, I'll need you, Tom and Flo. You guys have always been good about coming and helping us with that. So
Yep.
I still have you in mind. I have you in mind for another project.
Oh, I'm sure.
In other news, though, I don't know if any of you saw Victor Santinello on the town council meeting the other night, but he had told us before, he had told us last month that senior tax relief program where the town matches people who get the circuit breaker tax credit through the state. The town will match that if they meet certain criteria. And they had 269 people apply for that in Wakefield and 241 people were granted it. So the town gave out about 140 some odd $1,000 in tax breaks for seniors. So that was a good thing.
Yeah.
I think what made a
Excellent.
big, this was, I think the second year of it. The first year we tried to promote it through our little thing on the common. We had Victor come out here. We had it in the newsletter all the time, you know, calling people that we knew. Next year, we'll try harder to get more people because I believe Victor thought there were about 600 people in the community who would qualify for the tax break. So we're hoping that we can get that number up more, but Victor was quite pleased, as am I too, that 248 people were approved to get that circuit breaker tax credit. And that also helped too, because the senior tax work-off program, we just are not able, with COVID right now, things changed. We used to have someone in the accounting department helping out their stuffing checks. We don't have them doing that now because of the way they've configured how checks are done and everything. So I have to give thanks to Betsy Sharon. She took someone into the program and they finished and completed, and Dennis Fazio. Dennis was outside. So his was a nice, easy one to do. No one had to worry about, you know, COVID, everybody's outside, fresh air, raking and cleaning up, help, you know, over at Forest Glades Cemetery.
Oh,
So
I see.
Yeah, so we had 3 people complete the program so far. We may have more in the spring, but those who didn't, you know, I told them, you know, this was the program when they applied before the deadline of the tax credit program to try this. They wouldn't have to work or anything like that. They could qualify just by already receiving the state circuit breaker tax credit. We also I tried to let people know who also applied for the tax work-off program that the school department was looking for help because they've reached out a couple of times. They were in need of crossing guards and lunch help. So I don't think any of them called, but you know, like I said, I tried to sell them on the cool vests that they'd get to wear crossing kids holding a sign, but no takers.
No
at this
takers.
time. But we're gonna still try to help them, you know, whenever we can. That's what we try to do over here, help them all.
So is the tax work-off program, is that related to someone's like if their income is low and they have This is
No,
to help them work.
that
How
one
does- How
has,
does this work?
that one's just a straight lottery. We asked for the applications. They were due back September 1st, I think. And
Oh,
so people applied. It was probably a low number that we had apply this year.
I see.
And, but just because of the way the work is right now, I haven't
Mhm.
contacted, I forgot all about Catherine at the library. Sometimes they take a couple of people if they're interested in helping out over there. And they
Mhm.
get, for working about 55 hours, they get $750 off their real estate tax.
I
Oh,
see.
that's good.
Yeah, there's some things, you have to have lived in the town at least 10 years and a few other things. You can't have your home in some type of estate, which Victor looks at. I don't get involved in that part of it.
I
But,
see.
But,
So people apply for this program and then they're chosen by lottery?
yep. If we-
Usually.
Yes, usually, because we've always had an abundance, but this year was funky. We couldn't promise, like I told them, we weren't sure if we were gonna have jobs, but we wanted
Yeah.
to put it out there anyways, so.
So there were 3 people who did that.
Three people.
Excellent.
3 people.
And then
did
the
it.
senior tax relief.
That's the
I'm sorry.
one, that's based on income and your taxes, taxes that you pay to the state.
Okay, so your
I mean,
state
if you
income tax.
qualified for the senior circuit breaker tax credit.
So this is the state income tax.
Yeah, no,
Got
it's
it.
not, no, yeah, but you have to file. I'm saying it wrong. I'm
No,
getting
no.
taxes mixed up. But that's different. So one way we're going to try and promote it next year too is as everyone from Wakefield who comes and has their taxes done through AARP at the senior center, we're going to remind them as well as the tax preparers that if they're Wakefield residents, we're going to give them a little note about here, come come August, keep these things together, look for a form and you'll be able to apply to possibly receive, another to match what you got from the state.
Yep,
So-
this is Liz. I have a friend who applied for that and got it, and she said it was a godsend for her.
See?
So
It
it
is.
really is worthwhile.
Yeah. So spread the word.
I guess I'm still confused. So it's related to the state income tax or the
No,
property
you
tax
have, when
of
you
the town?
file taxes, if your real estate and your water and sewer bills make up more than the income that you take in, you qualify for this credit.
I see. Okay,
Yeah, you qualify for that.
excellent.
So, but I have paperwork on it that explains it better than I'm doing a terrible job right now, so I will send
Okay.
that along to everybody. But it's just, if you hear anyone asking about any type of tax savings programs, have them call us. We can send them stuff as well. The other thing I wanted to report, if any of you hear your neighbors, friends, or anyone saying, I called the senior center and I can't get an appointment to talk to a Shine counselor about Medicare because Jimmy Walker, Joe Namath, and Joe Montana told me to call. They are right. There are no appointments left. They are gone. I know. Dynamite. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Can I say something about that, Judy? I am a
Yes,
Shine
sure.
counselor. I am a Shine counselor.
Yep.
Well, I'm working in Elder Services, Merrimack Valley catchment area.
Yep.
And we, as of yesterday, throughout our catchment area, we are no longer taking appointments because we're so backed up.
Yep.
And
Same with
so-
Mystic Valley. Same
Yeah,
thing.
so
So
the
they make the same announcement.
1-800 Medicare, people can call 1-800 Medicare and get some assistance
Yep.
if they need it. So, it's not the same as an appointment. Elder services, like I've been working out of my house, I'm only seeing people either by Zoom or, because so many of our senior centers are not open. Some of them are, but a lot of them aren't in that whole area. So people can't come in for appointments. I know Wakefield is, Stoneham is, in Mystic Valley areas. But yeah, it's a pretty intense situation right now.
Yep.
1-800 Medicare
Yep.
hopefully will help people if they need help.
Yep.
So,
But it was a crazy year. I've never seen anything like this year.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
know,
but,
I
the
know.
19 years I've been there, I've never seen this many
I
phone
know,
calls.
I
It's
know.
crazy.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
too bad.
absolutely crazy. So,
Well, it's, most of the Shine counselors are volunteers, so it's
Mm.
yep.
it's a,
Yep. And it is hard to do it remotely too. I mean, because a lot of people,
Yeah.
they have a lot of stuff they want to bring in, what
yeah,
meds
we're
they
doing
take.
it. We're doing it remotely, but it's, yeah, you're right. It takes, it takes
Yeah, a
much
little
longer.
extra
Yeah,
to
yeah.
explain.
Yeah.
So that was news on that front. The other news, good news, Mary Ann, my coworker, and I will get to hang up our driver's hats soon. We have
Okay.
hired, we have hired 3 guys to help us out, because to take the place of John Riley came back. He was one of our drivers. His brother did not. He got another job. And another gentleman retired. And before I forget, I should have said this sooner, the Lieutenant Rob Ford, who passed away a couple of weeks ago, he was one of our drivers. He drove
Oh,
with us.
wow.
He was everything you heard, saw in the paper, or read on Facebook. He was probably the kindest, great guy that we had, a very kind man. So, I'm sure his family misses him terribly, but we do as well. He didn't work a lot with us, but when he did, very kind, gentle, a good guy. So, but we're trying to, fill those slots. And we have 3 new people on board with us. One gentleman just started today. He said he'd be back next week. So we're trying to do it
A good
only.
sign.
Yep. We don't want to kill people. We'll do a day or 2 a week, because this is a job, when it gets going, you can't be driving 5 days a week. I think it's too grueling. I think it's demanding. It's the traffic, it's assisting people. You want to help people. You want to do a good job. And I don't want to burn anyone out. So we got 3 great guys coming to work with us. One is a local guy. Another gentleman, he worked at FedEx for years. And another guy, he's going to be my go-to guy. He worked for the ride, for the tea.
Oh, excellent. Let's just hope he's more polite than they have a reputation for. I'll just say
He
that.
was super nice. These people, when they
Oh,
all
good.
walked in, oh my gosh, every single one of them, they
Oh,
were
good.
great. It was all thumbs up for all 3.
Oh, that's great.
Well, yes, we're like, can you start now? But, but they have to do some paperwork through town hall. So they will be starting probably in the next couple of weeks. The other gentleman, his paperwork came through faster. He had worked at the library, so he was already in. He had some paperwork. He has a part-time job there. So, but that's our good news. So you still might see Mary Ann and I driving occasionally. Well, maybe over the next week, but it's ending. We can turn in our keys. That's it. Although I told you guys, I kind of liked it some days.
I
It's
bet.
really nice to be out there.
Yeah.
Okay, and one other thing, this is where I was talking about Flo and Tom, you've helped in the past, and anybody else who would like to help us. Instead of our holiday party, we're doing our last, this hopefully, knock on wood, that our COVID days are over sooner, that we're gonna have a holiday drive-through on December 1st. And we're gonna give out some holiday goodies to the people. We even have a Santa this year. So
Nice.
how exciting is that, huh? And maybe some elves. So if anybody wants to help out, it's gonna be December 1st, 12:30. Just let me know so I can plan what role everybody might have in helping us with
Sure.
that. Right now, I think we have about 70, 80 people maybe signed up to drive through, but and as you
How
know,
mu-
those drive-throughs are quick.
What day of the week is that, Judy?
It's a
It's
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I could probably take the day off, I'm guessing.
You don't have to take, because they speed through, even though we have someone on traffic, but we'll talk,
Okay.
I don't want to make you go crazy for it, but
I can definitely do it.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
Yeah, I think I can too.
yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully, we picked the first day of December, hoping, the weather is good and we'll be fine. But also, if it's a lousy day, we'll have another week or 2 to postpone it and move it to another date. So
Judy, this might be like an impossible thing, but what about the people that,
we have a list. I know what you're gonna say, the people who can't drive.
yeah.
We're not putting it out If we put it out publicly, everybody's gonna say, I want mine delivered.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm not
So-
even thinking deliver. I'm thinking like, can the van driver pick up 6 people or 5 people? Or how many people can go in the van at a time?
We do
Um,
fewer. We have a list that we've put together, of people we're gonna deliver to,
Okay.
where we're thinking.
Yeah.
Because yes, they do miss out, even though they got, like, when we were going door to door, we saw them and we didn't see.
Yeah, oh, I
some
know.
when we
Yeah, no,
drove
I was
through.
thinking of getting
Yeah.
them there. I wasn't thinking about,
Yeah,
them
Yeah.
coming, them getting delivered, because that's very labor
yeah,
intensive.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we could possibly do it, because we have, it's not too long a list, but it's, it's some regulars who we've missed
Yeah.
and haven't
yeah.
been able to come out to a few things. So
Mhm.
that's the plan right now, okay? So,
Excellent.
but, all right, so
Sounds
anyone,
fun.
like I said, let me know. And what else do I have? That's it. That's all that was happening at the center on. I forgot
Awesome.
anything. We'll add it later, next time.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept Judy's report?
Liz,
So
motion
moved.
to accept Judy's.
Second?
report.
Second,
Second,
All
third,
in favor?
All right.
aye.
Yep. All right. Who made that motion and who seconded it? I'm sorry.
Liz Ellis
Maureen
made the
Hickey made
motion.
it. I don't know who seconded it. Maureen Hickey
You
made
can, Maureen Howlett can second it.
it. Okay. And what about your vacation? Do you want to report on that? How was it?
My vacation was lovely. I went to Wakefield. It was the highlight.
Ooh, what fun.
That's great.
We had 10 lovely days in Wakefield,
That's right.
Add that to my 62 years. There you go.
A staycation, a staycation.
Is there any other new business?
I do want to talk about, under new business, a little bit about the age friendly, and if we can go back to Juliana and Lorna possibly too.
Sure.
One of the things, Juliana, that people call us often about is shoveling. And it's not always shoveling a driveway. Most people are looking for their walkway to be shoveled because whoever plows doesn't do stairs or their passageway for the mailman or an emergency person. Is that something that you guys could possibly help us out with?
Definitely. We could get a group of kids together and
Okay,
work something out.
okay. No, that's good to know, because, we still do occasionally get someone for a driveway, but we look at it as more important that you're able to get in and out of your house in an emergency, or when emergency personnel have to get in and get you and assist you. But it can be worked out if someone did want to, shovel someone's driveway or something like that. But I'm glad to hear you'd be able to help us with that.
Yeah.
The
Would
other
students be able to get dismissed from school for doing that? I don't know. if any-
Boy, they want you to be the principal.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, really, like, right? I mean, if it snows on a Saturday, maybe that works, but if it's a,
No,
Yeah.
it normally, we had a program like this, it's got to be 10 years ago. And it's still tough even when you have willing and able kids,
yeah.
because people, and I can't help it, I'd be one of them too, they're impatient. They're like, it stopped snowing. Where are they?
Where are
They
they?
haven't got there. And the kids might be in school or shoveling their own stuff, or they might not drive themselves. So it's one of those things, it can work. Most people are very appreciative of it, but it's one of those things that, one year it ran really well. The kid who ran it, he matched everyone by neighborhood and street. So if they didn't have a car, they could walk there.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's on us to tell people that they're not going to get there immediately, if it's a school day, because kids have school or other commitments. They have jobs,
Right.
family, stuff
Sports
like that.
practice, all kinds of
Yep,
things.
All that
Music-
stuff.
Music practice, yeah.
Yeah.
And would this be like, would the kids volunteer to do this, or would the elder or the person who's getting shoveled out, would they have to pay for it?
It'd probably be volunteer work.
Okay.
Yes.
Juliana, is there any class that, like a community service class that people take that they could get some credit for it? I mean, some incentives. I'm trying to find some incentives.
I think we
You
just
do
have
it
to
out of the
have-
goodness of your heart there.
Well, yeah, that's a challenge.
Well, sometimes I think when you tell people, oh, it looks great on on your school resume that you worked at the soup kitchen, I would give more credit to the kid who shoveled their neighbor's driveway. Because to me,
Yeah.
that's just me, but
That's cold and hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Everyone wants to work at the fancy soup kitchen and help there, but there's a lot of people right in need here. With the snow shoveling, I'd write the note for them, Juliana. You can tell them, they could get a letter from me that says that they volunteered in this program and it was wonderful. The other thing I wanted to ask about also, would we be able to possibly have people help us with delivering of newsletters to some of our housing properties? Not every month, it's not every week, it's maybe only, we'll say 4 times a year possibly, help us deliver newsletters.
What do you
We
mean,
had a-
just the lobby or?
Because
to
we
individual-
don't, we had supplied these boxes to Harts Hill where we would put the newsletters in. And one of our drivers used to do it. And now he's retired. And I don't want to, I just turned in my driver hat. I don't want to be a mailman. So we're trying to figure out a way. If it's something, Juliana, we can discuss, offline or something. I don't need a commitment right now, but if that's something that might be a possibility. I know we had a group of kids do it one day. I think it's one of those days where everybody goes out and volunteers or something. Kids helped us one year
Oh,
doing.
Martin Luther King Day, probably.
Yes, they came and they helped and we sent them to Harts Hill and they, did Harts Hill and delivered the newsletters up there. So we can talk about that offline then.
I have a question.
Deliver them
Yep,
up at
get your
Harts Hill,
question.
Judy, to every unit or just
No,
to the
we have
building?
those boxes, those plastic boxes, or did
Yep,
they?
yeah.
Those we provided, and then we would just put the 8 newsletters or 4 newsletters in those,
Oh,
not
per
per
building. Okay.
building, yeah, so no
Yep.
one has to go to anybody's room or anything like that, or doors, nothing like that. So that's all.
I see.
Juliana, you said you had a question?
Harts Hill just a place where like senior citizens live, or is it more of a senior center?
It's
they
where they
go.
live.
Okay, thank you.
It's up behind JJ Round.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Juliana. I think I'm done bothering you right now. Poor kid. Unless anybody else has any ideas, well, we got Juliana here to help us. But, all right. But the
Any other
other
new
thing,
business?
the other
Any other
thing,
new?
I'm
Go
still
ahead.
going, Tom.
Yeah.
The other thing is on the age friendly. We are going to start to work on that website that we talked about. By the one that breaks it down simply, where in Wakefield can you find information on transportation, housing, community, civic participation, community services and health supports. We're going to start working on that. And while Lorna is here, I was going to ask Lorna if you could possibly join. I'm going to have a meeting next week with Jen McDonald, the town communications director, and Kara Showers from the Board of Health. So I would love your input as well, because you have a lot of stuff that we could certainly post to a website. Oh, you're still on mute. Still muted. Where'd you go, Lorna?
When would that meeting be?
I'm not sure. I don't have the date yet. Is there, I will email you, but would you, I think it'd be good to have your voice on there as well, how we could, communicate. Because I know not everyone is, on the internet or has a computer, and we try to duplicate, which I'm working on now, to duplicate more things to put at our Aging Well Resource Center at the library. So if there was anything you had for that, we could all combine it as under one big age-friendly area. Just
Is there
wanted-
somebody from the library, Judy, that would be the person who, like, they just created that volunteer database? I'm not quite sure.
Right, yeah, we have, I saw that, and I think we could, like, if we could enhance that or have our own.
Well, they're different, but at the same time,
Right, oh, right, and you don't
Yeah.
want to repeat, right?
right,
Because there's
exactly.
a lot of duplication, and that's what happens. There's so many things and nobody looks at any of it, and
Yeah,
yet no one can
yeah.
find anything.
Right,
So
exactly.
if everyone would have just followed us years ago and said, hey, we'll jump on age friendly with you, we would be all set.
Yeah.
I
I-
was technical. I'm not a tech person at all, so.
Yeah.
Who's
right.
we
who's
got
going to
some
build
money.
the web? Who's building the website?
We got some money for that a couple of years, just before COVID broke, this all hit the
Yeah.
fan. We got money. I had reached out to a guy. I don't know who at this time. It won't be me, but it's not something I wanted to give Jen McDonald. She does so much in communications here for the town. I didn't want to put anything else in her lap. She's certainly going to be involved in the meetings because she knows how these things run. And, you
Yeah.
know, she has that eye, so she would definitely be there. Kara Showers is another one. She's part of the Mass in Motion grant through the Board of Health. She has a lot of insight into what's, you know, out there. So, and like Lorna being here tonight would be great. The more people that we can get involved in what we see as a vision for some kind of website would be, you know, welcome.
Judy, this is Liz. I have a suggestion. Could you include the programs that are available at the library
Could I include them?
on the website for what's
Yeah.
available?
Yeah, yes, that's what we're gonna break down. It depends on what we're looking for, because I think, I'm not gonna disclude anybody, but I'm just trying to think, when you break it down under transportation, housing, civic participation, you know, what part they go under, you know, they're still under town government, and, you know, they have their own big website too. I'm not gonna not include them, but we all know they're a resource. I'm just trying to figure out what heading their services would go under
Maybe
as we
town
work through
resource.
this. As
No, it would go under-
resources. But I'm looking at the bigger thing right now. The
Sure.
thing we talked about, how to get to housing, how do you apply for housing in Wakefield? Does your where does that go? All that kind of stuff. Transportation, ours, the ride, Uber and Lyft, we're moving up. I'm sure library will be on there. And I know they're a great resource for the town. Just as is the food pantry, that'll be under there as, you know, community support and health services, that'll be there. So how to apply for SNAP benefits, that kind of stuff. We're trying to break it like that. So the library will definitely be in there, but just, you know, in my mind, I have other things that sometimes people don't know about. Susan?
It's a big project, I know, but the Vision 2030 final report is about to come out. And as Wakefield moves into the master plan, whatever that's gonna look like. But the Vision 2030 does have quite a bit of, well, not enough to my taste, but it does have quite a bit of aging in community and mobility issues and transportation issues and so on and so forth. So whoever, you know, and there was, I think, a lot of money that got put into that project. So it would seem to me, maybe, that if, you know, whoever is going to be, so I'm thinking of Jen McDonald could be the liaison with that, but also the, you know, and 211, I don't know if you've ever been on that website, 211.
Yep.
You know, there's stuff that is out there already and that can be incorporated, but
Right.
you
It's
could,
just-
you got to put some boundaries on it, because otherwise it goes forever, you know?
Well, and that's the thing. It could go on and on and on.
Yeah,
So that's the key, and who's going to update it. So
right, exactly.
that's the thing, keeping it current. You don't want to have anything up there with, you know, addresses, you know, and websites that are 2 years old and closed now, and people go to click on.
Even
it.
some
So
of the
someone
library
needs-
stuff, I took a quick glance through that volunteer thing, and some of that stuff is outdated. already,
Yeah,
you know?
right. It's already outdated.
And it's nobody's fault, it just happens. You know?
Right, but it's that person who keeps that site clean, that's a big undertaking for
It
someone.
is, it's
So,
huge. It's
But,
huge.
but look at, we have a nice 7-member board. Someone could. But we'll figure it out. It is a big undertaking. It is a very big undertaking. But that way, that's why I was thinking if we could keep it simpler.
Yeah, I know.
This is,
I
we
know.
have, because we're not gonna put every place you could volunteer in the state
No,
on
no,
there.
no.
That's why we're gonna say, we're in Wakefield. We'll keep it closer. Can you
Mhm.
go for transportation help, fuel assistance, that type of stuff. So
Exactly,
we're
yeah.
trying to keep it, issues with, mobility, disability issues, all that kind, so. But it's a work in progress. Lorna, I will email you when the meeting is. Hopefully you can attend. If not, I certainly will let you know what goes on, and because we certainly want the input of the Disability Commission. It's part of our age-friendly plan that we have, so we're looking forward to working.
At our last meeting, which was last week, I had suggested that all members go onto this town hall site and look up the age-friendly action plan, which I have to applaud you. That was such a great plan, and I don't know how many hours you guys must have put into in doing that. It's just fantastic. And there's definitely places in there which cross over into the disabilities too, so that we'd like to be able to support. So I'm hoping that our next meeting we'll be able to talk a little bit more of those sections that we definitely could identify and partner with you.
No, great, because that's what we're looking for.
I sent it today. I just took it. I was doing some stuff with the Vision 2030, and I just sent the report to everybody that's on that committee, including the consultant. And some people, the only person I heard back from was Jonathan Shines, and he said, he's read it, he knows it, and it's great, and they're going to use it. And but just get it out there. We want to get it out there, right? We want to get it out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I know, because it was funny when they were talking about the 2030 plan, and one of the things that came, it was the same thing on their survey was on ours. Everybody
know,
wants
I
the
know.
roads fixed. They want
I
the
know.
roads fixed and communication, the same thing. And it didn't
I
cost
know.
us any money. We got the same answer, but that's good. It's a good test. It's a good test. So,
Yeah.
but no, I'm just looking forward to, moving on it. And, Wakefield does offer a lot with all the committees and groups that it has. There's a lot of help here. And sometimes people are so, unaware of it, even though we think we're communicating enough, but I don't know, we're missing something. I don't know if someone has another idea how we can help get it out there more. I mean, like I said to Lorna, you can add your stuff to our age-friendly resource center over at the library. I have to go pick through it now because I got some new stuff, but you're more than welcome to send us.
I didn't even know
anything.
that was there. I'm embarrassed to say that. I didn't even know there was a space there
Yeah,
dedicated.
when it first came, we had Beth go sit over there.
No
And
kidding.
Beth, the outreach worker, we had Beth sit
Yeah.
there to assist anybody if they needed
Yeah.
help with a fuel thing or a SNAP thing, and she would sit in the library, but she sat there, I think we had her sit maybe 2 months, maybe only one. I felt bad. Nobody wanted to talk to her, so. She would hand out things. She would hand out, but no one was looking for help at the time, so.
Oh,
The things go, they take the CHAMP application, Maureen, for housing and everything, so.
yeah.
They do go, whether they get sent anywhere, but anyways, but just looking forward to it, because, getting the communication is the key to the whole thing, and making sure everybody knows whatever form we use, so.
Yeah, excellent. You work hard at it, Judy, so thank you
I
for
know.
pushing
We
it.
tried. We
over
have
and
good,
over.
we got good folks over there. We have good people, so, we all try. So, but that's it, Tom. Now I'm really done.
Judy, how do we go about getting a swipe card for the senior center?
Yeah,
Oh, you can just fill out that, if you can't fill it out online, you can come to the senior center and we will, get you one then. It might take a day if Mary Ann isn't there to do it.
I filled it out online. I'm just gonna say, I've never heard anything, like 3 months.
What we did is we took yours, but you haven't come over and used anything. So when you come
Oh,
over,
okay.
then
I
you'll
don't
have a card.
know.
So
Yeah.
you have to go get it.
You
I
have
got
to
it.
show up to get it. You're right. I haven't.
I
been
think I
there.
did that too, Susan, wondering what was gonna happen. but-
Yes,
Yeah,
so when you
yeah.
come over, you would
Okay.
be registered, and Mary Ann doesn't make the card till people actually come.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
That
because
makes
a
sense.
lot of people filled it out and then they
Sure.
didn't, haven't come over.
So it's like a key card? Is it a key
It's just a
card?
key card, yep,
Yep,
same
okay.
thing, you know.
All
They're
right.
working out well, people seem to like it, they're
Good.
getting used to it, so, you know.
So it's the interest form for using the senior center. That's what you fill out?
Yeah, I don't, and I hate touching my screen. What does it say, Tom? It says, it's participation form, or what is it? It's on
Is
the
that what it
town-
is? Okay, is that what it is? Okay,
I forget the wording on it.
yeah, yeah.
It's on the town website, yeah.
Yeah, it's right under our thing is a form. I should know.
I told Mary Ann the link in the newsletter was wacky. It was missing a word.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna fire that editor. Let me see, Tom, hold on one second. Oh, I can't put my finger on it right now.
But I know if you go to the town website under Council of Aging, the form is there.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
It is
see,
there.
it says senior center participation, so fill
Yeah,
that out.
yeah, okay,
Because we've
okay.
taken a lot of people off our mailing because they wanted the newsletter mailed, so they used that way to do it, so.
okay.
So it's been
But-
All right, I'll do that.
Because I still got it in the mail. I got it in the mail the other day and I thought, oh, are I supposed to get it online? No?
We might
I
not have
know.
caught yours. Might not have
Okay.
caught yours.
We got
Okay.
two at our house, so.
Well, you've got different names there.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, no,
that-
but when we go through, if they're not
Oh.
alphabetical, sometimes they
Oh.
get through our eyes. A lady
busted.
called me the other day, she goes, for 10 years, you've been sending this, we're together, she goes, just send one. I said, "Okay." Well, when you're looking at, 5,000.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, it's an expense, a big expense, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Right,
We're trying to
just
save
trying to
it.
save everybody money.
Yep. I mean, and hopefully it'll work. I mean, we're still gonna mail after the discussion we had last time. We're still gonna mail things. So
Yeah.
we'll try to work it out, but,
Yep. Yeah.
so.
Anybody have anything else they want to talk about?
I just want to say I'm sorry to everyone for missing so many meetings. I am just airhead lately, and I can't even explain why.
Well, I loved that you were sitting out on your back porch that
Porch.
day.
I
and
know.
I
walking the
was.
dog.
I
Getting
was
ready for
watching
it.
my dog play, reading a book.
I know, I love that. That's great.
Getting all
We should
relaxed and then
Yeah.
forgot about us.
We
I
should all
have nothing to
more.
do, I thought. Yeah. So,
So,
Cute.
anyways. And I want to thank
Well,
you, Juliana, for joining us tonight. I will be in
Yep,
touch
thank
with
you.
you. The same with
Thank you.
Lorna. I will be in touch.
yeah, thank
Thank you
you.
both.
Excuse me.
And if nobody has anything else, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
A motion,
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Susan.
Aye.
Okay.
aye.
Then
Great.
we are adjourned.